What is up, JKJ Escapade fans? How y'all doing today? How your mama doing? How your grandma doing? We are going to tonight have a little bit of a social hour. We are going to eat some popcorn and try some different beers for you guys and let you get to know us a little bit better so you know what we're all about. So a lot of these that we're trying, we got a variety pack, are IPAs or lagers. So we are going to try those first, and then we're going to go from there. So tonight, I'm going to eat some kettle corn. What do you got?
Do cheddar.
Cheddar. Some cheddar cheese. Okay, so first off, we have. Let's start with the Stone IPA. It is 6.9% alcohol, and it is made on the West Coast, and it is a Ionic West Coast style IPA. So I'm not a big IPA drinker.
I am.
Kayla is. She likes the IPAs. I'm not like a fan of them. So we'll see. Oh yeah. Oh, there's stuff on the top of it. LeaveNoStoneUnturned.com. I'll check that out. So wait a minute. So bam. So see what this looks like. Kind of not real dark, but it's a lighter beer, a lighter IPA. So it's actually pretty light.
Smells like Budweiser.
It does smell exactly like Budweiser. So we'll give this a shot.
Tastes like Budweiser.
How do you people drink IPAs? They taste like pine cones to me. You like it?
I like it.
I'm gonna give that a 1 on my list.
That's a 10 out of 10.
No way.
I
So,
like IPAs though.
yeah. I like certain IPAs, but not
I like all IPAs.
like not a lot. I really like the Voodoo IPAs.
My all-time favorite is Lady Bucket.
Yeah, that's
Or no, Lucky Bucket.
Lucky Bucket, yeah.
Yeah.
So, just a little bit about ourselves. I don't know if you guys know, I am also the founder of our ghost sighting group, which is Afterlife Explorers. We have a pretty good crew in that. And
And just added a couple new people.
we just added a couple new people.
Well, they're
Actually,
not new.
2 new, 2 old. They came back from their break.
Uh-huh.
So we have myself, the founder, which I'm the one of the lead investigators. We got Don Blue, which he is the co-founder of the group. He actually helped started this group up. I worked my butt off for this group to get where it's at today. We have Kayla. She's
President.
the president, and she's an investigator, and she's also clairvoyant, or what's the other word?
I can't remember what our scoop said. It was I don't know. Let me message him.
We also have. Oh, Don is also one of the main investigators. He's does really good. I've learned a lot from him. We also have Donna Blue, which she's our equipment tech, and she's really good on cameras and everything. And she also does investigating with us. especially when we break out and go on our own and everything, or go into groups. It's usually Kayla and Donna and me and Dawn that usually do most of the investigations, or used to do most of the investigations. Now we added on, so hopefully we can have a few more. So we have also Kristen and Matt Viteri. They were actually in my other group that I had before. They live down in Missouri. So Kristen,
she's our secretary.
yeah, is our secretary.
Actually, we gave that to Teresa, so we.
That's right.
We need to talk to both of them.
Yeah, it's time. It's actually time for us to vote again for positions.
Being she wants her spot back, and she's back.
Yeah.
We need to.
Right. I think
talk about it with the group.
I might assign historian over to Teresa.
That would take a lot off my plate, especially that way people can't say, "Oh, you researched this before."
Right. So also we have Teresa Nicholson and Bob Kermeen. They're both out of Omaha, Nebraska. Bob is one of our cameramen. That's pretty much all he does. Is he's behind the scenes camera and everything.
Or grabbing stuff we need.
Yeah, or like a roadie type thing. Then we have Teresa. They're actually both new in it, so they're still learning the ropes.
They're still technically trainees.
Yeah.
They're trainees for a year until we deem them ready to go.
Right.
So they won't see.
So Teresa's, I think more than likely she's going to become a historian.
In her years.
And everything.
Her year is coming up quick.
Yeah, it is. Well, we haven't had them on any investigations yet, so we don't know
it's
how they're going to be.
It's hard when they both work.
Right.
52 hours a week.
Right.
If not more.
And we also have Jordan White, which is my son. He's in training, so he's actually a flunky right now. He ain't nothing. So he's a starter. But for JKJ Escapades, he is the cameraman / loves to go out on his own and do adventures. I'm sure you've seen one of his videos that I posted, and I am actually editing another one to come. So
yeah, it's hey, I did a video here. Edit it, please.
Mm-hmm. And also we have Brittany Steinhauser, which she's a trainee too. They're both new to the group, so them two, I think they're right. Kayla, Jordan, and Brittany, they're pretty much the future of the group. When
I would take over.
When I decide to give it up and call it quits.
I would take over founder, being I've been in it the longest.
Right. And so
I would be co-founder of JKJ, being I helped you found that group.
Oh God, that is horrible. Whew.
I'm not drinking out of your glass. People will probably go with it being.
Will you give me another glass? Dump this in there?
Yeah.
Yucky. Oh, popcorn. God, it tastes like I have a pine cone in my mouth.
I don't get why you think they taste like pine cones.
They're real piney tasting to me. It's the hops that's in it. That's yeah. I'm not finishing that. Yucky. All right, so we will move on to.
Hold on, let me finish this beer.
Let's set that outside. This is Stone Fear Movie Lions Hazy Double IPA. It is 8.5% alcohol content. And it is actually from the Philippines. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Jimbo Philippines has been doing art. Oh, he's an artist.
That's Phillips, not Philippine.
Don't judge me.
Too late.
Shut up, don't judge me. Okay, so this is what this one looks like. With the big lion on it. God, IPAs. Yucky. Here we go! Boom! Alright, let's see what this one looks like. I think it's darker. Oh. Looks like piss.
And you tell me to watch my language.
It does. It looks like pee.
Ah.
That's what that looks like. It looks like pee. Straight up smells like a pine cone to me.
It smells fruity to me.
I don't know why I do this stuff.
Tastes like a Fruit Loop.
We'll see about that. That is horrid.
It's not.
No. That's another one on my list. I'm not an IPA drinker. It's just like, oh God, it's like the taste in your mouth. But I'm going to go in for another one. Nope. Can't do it. I can't say what I want to say, what it tastes like. So, yeah. Think I can do it?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know where the paper towels are, so.
I got this. Oh,
You're dribbling.
I'm dribbling. Okay, so behind this one, we will talk about JKJ escapades.
Why don't you grab one of the
So-
lagers you picked out?
What?
Why don't you grab one of the lagers you picked out?
I will. So, okay, JKJ Escapades was formed by myself, Kayla, and my son. The reason we formed JKJ Escapades, excuse me, was to do family outings and, different things, not just, put your channel down on one content and one content only. So that's why we call it JKJ Escapades, which stands for John, Kayla, and Jordan. Because you gotta have fun. You gotta make the videos fun, and you gotta have fun behind it, in my opinion. And we do a little bit of everything, as you guys notice. We do abandoned, we do haunted abandoned, we do weird cravings, we do weird combos, we do soda challenges, and we are also going to be doing some food challenges at a couple different restaurants. That's to come. And like the social hour, we're going to start doing this. We'll sit down and chat with you guys and let you know what's going on, what we have coming up and everything. Try different things. If you guys would like us to try something, just let us know, and we can go out and get it and try it. So
No hot stuff. We're taking a break from hot stuff for the time being.
Yep. No, please, no hot stuff. You mean, if you guys... Okay, we did. What's that one? You guys recommend it, we'll do it. But we are going to try to take a break from it for a while, because the last time we did hot stuff, it tore me up badly. Like, horribly. Okay. So we will move on to a mission.
This one's all you.
It is a Mission Brewing Company. It is a lager. It is says it's bright and crisp. Don't say the alcohol content. I do not see the alcohol content, so she steals it from me. Because I'm a blind guy, you know. We'll be waiting on all day for Granny Nuggins over here. Don't worry about it.
It's under the sticker.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'm not waiting forever. So this was actually crafted to remove gluten. So it's a gluten-free lager. Boop. Bam! Oh, good thing I got my cover on there. Good thing I left my cover on there. Alright, let's see what she looks like. Ooh, that's really light. That's really, really light. It's almost like it's a beer color.
It kind of reminds me.
It smells like oh, of course it could be the glass too. It smells like an IPA. As I had IPAs in there. You gotta try it. Okay, let's see what this one's like. I like that.
I'll stick to my IPS.
It's really smooth. It's got a good flavor to it. It's not overpowering. Really light, actually. Really good flavor. This is one of those beers that you could actually chug. Or lagers. I could do that one. So, a little bit about myself. I pretty much am a jack of all trades. I can do pretty much anything. Right now, I'm actually a truck driver, and I help a really good friend of mine out. So I like to. My main things that I really like doing is all pretty much spring, summer, fall stuff. Hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, you know, all that good kind of stuff. I'm a bow hunter. I do hunt with the bow every year for deer. I didn't get to hunt last year though because I was too late on getting my permit. And big mud fan. Love going mudding and playing in the mud. I'm an ex-demolition derby driver. Do have trophies for that. I should say I did have trophies. We won't go into that subject. Pretty much jack of all trades, you know, ghost hunter. Love to go out and explore, do adventures, and, you know, do those kinds of things. I do have 37 tattoos. Or more.
Last time we counted, you had 40.
40. And working on another one. So I'll have 40. No, actually I'll have 47 by the time I'm done.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to finish out my sleeve. Got this up here all the way around. Gonna have a few things fixed. Gonna get this sleeve done on this side. It's gonna be a camping scene going around my arm and then we're gonna figure out how to fill in down here.
I told you, you should just get a Cobra to fill it in.
Yeah, could do that. I have a couple that I'm getting covered up. But that's enough about me. This is Kayla. She's a Cancer. She's a weirdo. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Kayla. I like to paint. I'm a bookworm. Absolutely love books. I love fishing, playing in the mud. I'm a pretty basic person.
I love to cook too. If you can't tell.
That's about it.
She's a stay-home body.
I am, unless it's with our friends.
Mm-hmm.
I stay at home most of the time. Like I said, unless we're out with friends. I absolutely hate big crowds. Absolutely hate it. Only been to, what do you say, 4 concerts in my life because I don't like crowds.
Just a little behind the scenes story on Kayla.
Oh,
So, she's actually my sister, as you guys all know. She was put into foster care at a very young age, and I found out from my grandparents that my sisters were in foster care. So me and my ex actually went and took them out of foster care, and it took a lot. We fought and fought and fought the state of Kansas to get them out of foster care, and they were so deprived, and in and out of different foster homes and everything, that this girl didn't go to, or hasn't been to, a zoo ever until 2 years ago. 2 years ago was the first time that she's ever been to a zoo. We took her and the family to Henry Dorley Zoo in Omaha. You guys need to go check it out. That's a really, really nice zoo, big and everything. But I would recommend to wait until the pandemic dies down, because a lot of the stuff ain't open. But it's still really cool. Also, I don't know if you guys know, but she also has a nickname. But we'll get back to that on this video. So we are going to do the Lugenbergs, however you say it, Summer Shandy. That's the next one we're gonna do. I opened it and I should have read it. It is actually 4.2% alcohol by volume. And it says, I don't know, I can't read it, it's too light. So we pour this in there. Kind of darker. Don't look horrible. So, grab a hold and let's give it a try. Oh, the Mission, the last beer or lager I tried, I think I said it, I'm gonna give it like an 8 for good flavor and good taste. Alright, here we go. It smells like lemon. It smells like Pledge. Nope. It tastes like Pledge. It tastes like lemon Pledge. Dump that for me, please. Oh, that's not good. I don't like it. So Summer Shandy is gonna have to be another 1 for me. not a big fan of that. So, as we are waiting, so why don't you tell them your nickname, Kayla?
Hold on.
I'll let her tell you, and I'll tell you the story behind it. What's your nickname?
Baby Shark.
No, no. Mm-mm. What's your nickname for JKJ Escapades?
Mud Turtle.
Mud Turtle. Okay. So it all started out originally with Turtle. And the reason it started out with Turtle was because when she knows that we have things to do, places to go, she takes forever to get ready. Or she takes forever to get out of the vehicle. So her nickname was Turtle. Okay, plain and simple. Pretty basic. Okay, so the reason she got the mud part was myself, Kayla, Jordan, and Travis. We're all down at the river one day, and we was going tubing down the river. So bank was, kind of muddy by the river, of course, like always. And Travis, he's so light that he can pretty much walk on top of water. And he's like, oh no, it's not that bad. Jordan, he went down there and, he sank a little bit. And Kayla went down in, she did good going in. And I was like, I yelled at him because they were clear out in the middle of the river. I was like, why don't you guys come help me get these tubes and get them in the river? So Travis came up, no problems, of course. Like I said, he's light as a feather. Jordan came up, sunk up, a little past his ankles. Kayla came up, picked the wrong spot, and sank all the way up to her butthole. And she was fighting it. So I was like, just get down on your knees and crawl. Well,
I lost my favorite pair of flip-flops.
She crawled all right on her stomach, and she was covered in mud from head to toe, sliding around. I was like, so, guess what? Jordan, we got a new nickname for her. He's like, what's that? And I was like, Mud Turtle. Because she's slow, and she's never going to live that down. So, it's Mud Turtle.
Well, I was on my knees, and I was still sinking. So I freaking army crawled that shit.
Okay, so next we are... Sorry, guys. We're going to go to Stone's Delicious IPA. Another IPA. It says, so delicious. And this one is, wow, it's 7.7% alcohol. It's got a cool little demon picture on it. It's pretty cool. I don't know how they say it's so delicious. We'll see if it's really delicious. Aww. Excuse me. There you go. Not too dark. Another light beer or IPA. Smells like pine cones. Oh, with that face, I don't know if I want to try it.
You gotta try it.
That's horrid.
I don't even like that one.
That's a 0. That's straight up. Oh, that is horrible. I'm gonna use this glass.
Okay.
Upkey. Have a drink of that, please. Okay, so I'm gonna try this one. We do have some events coming up. Actually, this weekend we are going to a state park, and we're going to take you guys on an adventure, and also probably a ghost hunt. You'll be able to meet our co-founder of the Afterlife Explorers group. The video will be posted on here, and also our Afterlife Explorers page. And we have some abandoned places that we're probably going to hit up this week. Have talked to them, and we have permission for one or two right now. Two. We have permission
Actually,
for two.
3 of them.
Three?
3 of them. That one, which we can't say their names, actually said, yeah, I can come down and talk to them about it, but they want it in writing.
Right. So we'll have them coming this week, and I'll probably post them either later this week, and so a video a week, 2 videos a week, we'll see. So now we're gonna move on to stones. I'm kind of excited about this one. It's like you can tell there's like tangerine flakings in it. It is Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. So this might actually be an IPA that I like because I like tangerines.
I don't like tangerines.
This is a 6.7% alcohol by volume. This is what it looks like. Let's see what this one tastes like. These are tight lids, man. Got you again. Alright. See what this one looks like. I'm saving the best one for last that I think is going to be the best. So, we'll see. This one don't have that real strong hops smell to it, so maybe this one.
Biff.
Biff?
McBiff.
McBiff? Okay, here we go. I could drink this one. This one actually isn't. Okay, wait a minute. Nope. I can't drink that one. That's horrible. You guys can keep your hops and your IPAs. Or you know what I'm talking about. That is just plain horrid. Nope. Gotta cleanse the palate.
You should tell a story of your first ghost encounter. Tell a story of your first ghost encounter.
My first ghost encounter. What?
I haven't heard that story in a long time.
Okay. So, Kayla wants me to tell a story on my first ghost encounter. Okay, so I was married at the time, and we had 2 really good friends, which they aren't together anymore. He's with a different person. And we went to their house, and he always told me that he could hear like card shuffling and beer bottles being banged around and you know things like that, and walking around his house. So we went over there one night, and to watch movies and to hang out, play cards and everything. And he's like, "Dude, I got something to show you." I'm like, "Oh yeah? What's that?" And this time is when I was just starting to get the peak and interest of the afterlife, and you know, discovering it and everything. So, excuse me, that's a different note. So he's like, come downstairs with me. He's like, there was an old lady that used to live here that had like a lot of cats, and she used to bury her cats down underneath the foundation. So what I'm talking about like this is, okay, there's like the stone wall. It goes up so high, probably like 5 foot high, and it levels out, and it's all dirt. Which I was like, yeah, whatever. So we went down there, and sure enough, you know, he was showing me where he found bones and cat skulls and things like that. And it wasn't a very big basement at all. Probably, I'd say maybe 8 by 8 on the floor side of it. And
Wasn't the walls 10 by 8?
No, they were 5 foot tall. And maybe 4 foot. I'm not 100% sure. We were standing there talking, and you know, he's telling me things that were going on and everything, and I look over his shoulder because I felt that it was like different down there, and I looked over his shoulder, and there was an old lady standing behind his shoulder, looking straight at me. And he said that I turned white. And all I remember is I ran out of that house quicker than a skunk can spray. Yeah, that was my very first encounter.
Tell him about the doll.
Which one?
Oh, there's a doll.
I don't remember.
Where you came home and Heather and her friends were screaming and crying because the dolls were moving.
No, that wasn't her. That was my buddy's sister.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So, well, like, I'll tell you that story after. What was your first encounter?
I was so young, I barely even remember it. All I remember is I was in my grandma's house on my mom's side, and there's that old lady that would torment me and my sisters when we would stay over there. That was my first ever encounter.
That was pretty short.
I barely remember it. I was just so young.
Okay. So this is the one I think should be pretty good in my opinion. This one is made by Infusion Brewing Company. It is a vanilla bean blonde from Omaha, Nebraska. So this one's actually made right here in Omaha, Nebraska. In Nebraska, I should say. It is 4.8% alcohol by volume. And it is a blonde ale infused with bourbon vanilla. That's what that looks like. Let's see what it looks like. So guys, we do still have another soda video to do.
I'm waiting on your kids' video.
Yeah, but they don't want to try. We tried to get them to do it the last time. They're like, no, I don't want a stomach ache. Oh, yeah. So, alright.
Try this one.
This is what it looks like. I have it.
I know. You're gonna like it. I like it.
Smells like vanilla.
It tastes like vanilla ice cream.
Nope, not for me. Not for me. Yep, nope. It does have a good taste, but it's something that I couldn't sit down and drink. But, okay, so, story she wants me to tell. I was, oh, shoot, I'd say 13, 14, somewhere in there, many moons ago. And one of my best friends, he had a much older sister. And went over to his house and, was going to stay with him for the night and sit down, and, play games and, do typical kid shit, I guess. And his sister had friends over, and my buddy's room was down in the basement. And his sister's room they had like an attic that they actually built stairs up to and converted into a big bedroom. And that's where her bedroom was at the time. So we were all downstairs, or me and him were downstairs, and his sister and friends were upstairs, and all we heard was yelling and screaming and running across the floor. So me and my buddy, we went running upstairs, and they were freaking out. Two of her friends went running out the door because come to find out, they were doing the Ouija board and doing like rituals and things like that. And supposedly, I'm going to say supposedly for now, her dolls got up and was moving around, and a couple was thrown at them. So we're like, yeah, whatever, you guys are just freaking out because you're, doing all this stuff, and excuse me again. So her dad went up there, and, everything was fine, and then he came down, and me, his mom, and his sister, and him went up there, and all of a sudden, one of the dolls started moving towards us, and there was another doll that was thrown at us. So, yeah, that was probably a pretty creepy experience too when I was a kid. So I'd probably almost say that was probably my first encounter. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Or the one with...
I've had all kinds of encounters, man. It's like, if I could sit down and had the patience to write a book about, close encounters or things like that, I think I probably could. So, another quick story that I'll tell you. I'll ask Kayla. So what was your most fearing experience? Boop. So now I'm going to drink the sake.
I would have to say it was the time I was possessed in our home.
You weren't like fully
I wasn't
though.
fully, but I was partially. I'd have to say that's one of my most fearing.
One of your most fearing?
Mm-hmm.
You are pretty basic. You have some short stories. She never goes into detail and, things like that. It's some pretty short stories.
I don't remember that story. You're going to have to tell
I don't remember it either, and these lines are no good. Yuck. No way.
Guess you're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. Okay. So, what about... What did I say? Most scary?
Mm-hmm.
What was your most exciting moment ghost hunting?
My most exciting moment would be when I first came onto the team, and actually my first actual investigation at the cabins when we were walking down to the graveyard, and all I felt was something go like this on my hair and pull me back to where I think you actually got it on camera, to where it looked like something yanked me back and I fell on my butt.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, we did get, and that was
One of my
before
first
Afterlife
investigations.
Explorers.
That was emergency paranormal
Yep.
detectives.
Okay, so yeah, speaking of that, okay, so when I first started, piquing interest in the paranormal side, I actually got hooked up with a guy from Falls City. I'm not going to say no names, for privacy reasons, because I don't want people coming back and being pissed off, and
Don't go too far in depth.
And so I don't even know how I met him or came across him, and so he had a ghost hunting team, and I went on some investigations with him and joined his crew, and got to know the field, and I met. While I was in that group, I actually met another guy in Missouri that had me come down, and that's how I met Matt and Kristen. Do an investigation with him. So, things were going good and everything. Well, I didn't believe in some things that, people were saying, and so I branched myself off away from his group because I didn't want to deal with this stuff at the time. So I formed my own group at that time, which was called Emergency Paranormal Detectives. So we did quite a bit. Never really did any homes. I think maybe one. And, it's like things. We did some real cool places. We did a old dredge boat and a couple other places that I can't say for privacy reasons. And we, and it was going really good. Dawn came aboard with me, and things were going good, and it was always emergency paranormal detectives. Well, here 4 years ago, me and my wife separated, and I moved out of town, and I came up to where I'm at now, and never really did anything, pretty much lost interest and everything. Excuse me. So then things started going downhill up here. We lost my dad, and our dad, sorry, and I didn't have no urge for it anymore, and I got talking to Dawn one day. Well, the reason for the name change was because, come to find out, there was actually already another group called Emergency Paranormal Detectives.
That wasn't very.
Oh, no, I can't. That's right. I can't go into the details on that. So there's reasons we had to change the name. And so I was talking to Don, and he's like, dude, we need to do something. I'm like, yeah, I know. And, I thought on it. And we got talking, and we came up with the name Afterlife Explorers. I'm like, all right, cool. So I started hammering, and doing live feeds and getting us sponsors and you know, nailing it to the wall, doing investigations, doing interviews, doing all kinds of lives and giving away stuff and, you know, things like that. So, and after, you know, that proceeded, we found out that there is actually a group called Afterlife Explorers. So,
Patented.
yeah, that's patented. So I talked to the people, and they didn't care. I was like, well, out of respect, I'm going to add to it. So we came up with Afterlife Explorers of the Unknown, which is the name of it today. And we came up with a saying for our group that we don't fear to enter the next realm, which I think is pretty cool. And, you know, a lot of the ghost hunters also say, we hunt for what you run from. You know, that's another good saying that we really like too. But to get back on track, so we were doing that and everything. We did some investigations, did some houses, and went to a couple places. Well, then one of our team members, he's been off and on sick, and I was off and on having health issues. So, you know, we didn't do nothing for a long time. And
our page is still, we haven't done a live feed because of all of this in months.
Probably close to a year.
Yeah.
Which we will get back on track with that this summer. We'll start doing our live feeds and everything on Facebook under the Afterlife Explorers page. And we're going to be shooting videos like crazy for you guys. We have a lot of places that we want to go. We actually have a couple places set up that we're going to go to. The one that we're doing this weekend is going to be actually probably a 3-part series because we're going to take you on adventures, ghost hunting, and show you guys some other stuff too. So
And vlog.
Yeah, and vlogging and letting you finally meet the co-founder of Afterlife Explorers of Unknown and
Along
everything.
with some friends that we've both known a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I also sorry, Gino. We also have Gene Morris in
Sorry, Gene.
in our group. He's from my hometown. He is our what do you call it? I want to say
He's an antagonizer.
Yeah, like an antagonizer. He that man, he can get things going. Let me tell you, he's really good at getting things going.
He likes to make them come out and play.
Mm-hmm. Yep, most definitely.
But
So-
on that note, we always do it and with the utmost respect.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to add, guys, if you guys do go to abandoned places or, you know, public places, don't tear things up. Pick up after yourself. That's a lot of the reason why people get in trouble now in the abandoned thing is because people tear things up. Be respectful. You know, take care. You go in there, leave it the way it was. Don't do anything, you know, yourself. Don't take nothing or nothing like that. You know, even if the place is haunted and you take something, there's a really good chance that you can actually bring something home with you too. So, and it's very disrespectful to, you know, the person that was living there.
And you guys sitting there tearing it up makes it hard for people like us that want to go in there and film it and document it. It makes it hard for us because then we can get in trouble for trespassing, vandalization of stuff we didn't do.
Mm-hmm. because they don't know. How do they know we didn't do it if they haven't been in there? So yeah, just always be respectful on the people's property and things like that, and always remember to be careful. Be careful. In my opinion, don't do it. Leave it to the professionals because
The professional idiots.
yeah, the professional idiots because ghost hunting is no joke. You can seriously get hurt ghost hunting, and you can seriously drag things home and make your home a living hell.
And trust me, we know from experience.
Yeah.
We've let our guard down one too many times, and it's come back and bit us in the ass.
It may not attach itself to you, but it can attach to your equipment. It can even attach itself to a pen that you have in your pocket. Your phone, anything. If it wants to come home with you and follow you home, it's going to. A lot of the main thing on investigations is cameras. They like to tear up cameras and make them defaulty and go down and wear batteries out and things like that. So if you do it, be careful. Be very, very careful. Anything else?
If you are getting into this field, please do your research. And do not, and I mean do not go by yourself. Do not investigate your own home, because that can come around and bite you in your ass too.
That's always a ghost hunter's famous words. Do not investigate your own home.
That is one of the worst things you can do.
So, I think next Sunday's round table chat will be, we'll talk about Ouija boards and different demons, and we'll talk about things like that.
Maybe a special guest?
Yeah, maybe a special guest. We'll see how it goes.
Might even be Saturday.
No, it's going to be Sunday. It may be Saturday. I know what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may be Saturday. Alright guys, well, we hope you guys liked this video. If you did, let us know. Make sure you like and subscribe. And anything that you would like us to try or do, mention down in the comments. Or if there's any place that you would like us to go, mention in the comments. And I want you to always stay awesome, stay healthy, stay strong.
Until next time, much love, everyone.